What's up? Yankee Jeff here with some more t-shirt therapy. Satriali's pork story. If you know what that is, you have really good taste in television. Little Sopranos action there. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Going to have a little one-on-one tonight with the holidays coming up, 4th of July, things of that nature. We should talk about things called triggers for our loved ones. Like, subscribe, comment, please. Yeah, send me a comment. Make me feel like I'm not talking to myself. I mean, I kind of feel like the only person who's there commenting is my wife sometimes. So with that said, please let's get those numbers up. More people get this content, the better. Triggers. Let's talk about triggers. Your loved one, when they're going through the throes of addiction, and whether they're trying to be in recovery or not, they'll have triggers in their life. We all have certain triggers that send us towards things that made us feel comfortable. Whenever we have it now, everyone has anxiety. It seems like when you have something that causes the anxiety to act up, or you feel like the beast inside them, these are called triggers. Okay. Holidays are a big trigger. Christmas is the worst because there's a lot of times, not just because there's alcohol at Christmas parties, helps you get through sometimes, but a lot of times because there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of hurt feelings, there's a lot of animosity between family members, and this can come out in all the wrong ways. So this is a trigger. This makes people want to have something to take the effects of the trigger away. If things seem like they're getting a little more tense around the holidays, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, but the holidays that center around partying, and I don't count Christmas as that, center around 4th of July, okay? St. Patty's Day, oh boy. Oktoberfest. I mean, there's lots of holidays out there where the main theme is imbibing. Those triggers for your loved ones can be almost insatiable. They'll go to every party, they'll act up, they'll act a fool, get themselves in trouble, and then regret it. So does that mean that if you have a party, if you have a holiday event, that you should invite them? I'm not saying that at all. Weddings, that's an old one also. Weddings are a big trigger also as well. Because again, people are imbibing, having champagne, wine, open bars, things of that nature. And there's also a family contingent there as well also. That's another component of there's the family there. So if you find yourself in a situation where you don't really want to invite one of your loved ones because you know it's going to be a problem, that's your subconscious saying, don't invite them. Okay? Again, you have the right not to like people you love. And that does not mean that you're not ever going to stop not liking them. You'll like them again once they get their act together. But there's certain triggers that will cause problems. So the best thing you can do is don't put yourself in a situation where you're the one who causes the first domino to fall over. Right? That makes sense. And it's up to your family members also, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, wife, whatever, father, your children. It's up to them whether or not they want to engage also. So if you are invited to a wedding and you know for a fact that your loved one's going to be there and they're not in recovery and there's probably going to be a problem, don't go. Who says you got to go? You know, no one says you have to go. You know, you can bow out gracefully, because a lot of times what ends up happening at these functions is that if your loved one acts a fool, everyone looks towards you and goes, you know, what? Why is this happening? Well, don't blame me. I didn't do it. You know, they don't know what's going on. They don't know anything about addiction. They don't know that it's a disease. They just feel like somehow it's our responsibility. It's our fault. Well, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Not your fault. So these triggers coming up, 4th of July is a big one. People are just, you know, alcohol and fireworks, great combination. The ER that night must be a scene. If you have a situation coming up, you don't have to go. And if you feel like you don't want to invite somebody, because don't. No one says you have to. And if you're invited to a function that they're hosting, again, that's usually your best judgment on that as well also. Usually your first instinct will probably be correct. And if it feels bad, it feels like you're hurting someone's feelings, if it feels like you're betraying somebody, if it feels like you're somehow going back and making them feel mad at you, it's the right decision. That's the right decision. If it feels good, I'll go and I'll feel good about it. Well, let me know how that works out for you. Triggers, they're all around us. Just got to learn how to make sure we kind of step over them. If you're given the map to the minefield. You should be able to avoid the landmines. Okay, well, don't you have the map? You know what's going to happen if things get. Someone who's in recovery, different story. But someone who's in active addiction or alcoholism, yeah, I wouldn't take the risk. I wouldn't do it. Does that make sense? I hope so. God bless you all. Thanks for coming in tonight. Chicken neck, like, subscribe, the whole thing, if you would, please. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Let it begin with who? You. Appreciate you guys. Have a good evening.